that time. Take it in.
Take him in.
They were really good on all three phases. You can't give up 21 points though in a kicking game, and of course, get ransacked early there like we did, and just came out and got bad field position right away and got our backs against the wall. So it's just tough sledding. The good thing for us is that we've been here before with a similar score like that, and we've felt the pain of getting our butts kicked a little bit, and then being able to come back out and play great football and run into a state championship. So maybe if that's a precursor to something, that might be a precursor to something good. But the thing that I was proud about is that even up to the end, I know I got chippy a little bit on both sides because two teams playing hard, but even up to the end, I know that our kids didn't quit playing football, even up to the last couple snaps. So, I'm proud of that. I know that none of our kids ever quit, and we kind of, felt that first couple scores, but, and it took us a minute to catch our breath, but they kept fighting.
Were they more physical than you thought on defense?
They were, they were a different team than I saw on film, and not that you didn't know the history and you didn't know all that they could be, but they really were way more outstanding tonight than any game that I've seen them play this year on film, and that's a tribute to them, and obviously the way they do their system, they get those guys doing it from an early age, and so they're a kind of team that in the last couple of weeks, of course they missed practice because the storm that they had to battle through here and stuff like that. But they're probably the one team that can miss that time, and they've been doing what they've been doing for years. So it's not like, hey, let's put in some new stuff this week. So, they were definitely more in person than they were on film, no question about it.
Level's injury, how did that affect you?
Well, I think it affected us. I mean, obviously, we struggled a little bit on the offensive line at the beginning, and we started mixing up some things protection-wise later on to try to make the protection better. And Richie, of course, is a major Division I player, so you take that guy out, and just got dinged on Wednesday night in practice, and that happens, But you got to be safe on those things and make sure that he stays out. He'll be fine. It wasn't a major deal, but certainly something that we didn't want him back out on the field with any possibility of getting re-injured.
Look injury reports on Bullock, Banks.
Leslie's fine. It wasn't anything, as far as we know, it wasn't anything structural. He had injured his ankle before, and he hurt his ankle a little bit in the Jesuit game. We thought it was hit right on the ankle again, and it wasn't. It was the shin. So he's a little bit sore in the shin. But that's probably more something muscular around the shin, and we think he'll probably be all right. He might be in a situation here for the, we got Jefferson next week, a big game, and then we got a week off. So if we can make him kind of touch and go, a little bit of practice next week, get him to, play hard for us, and then give him some time off, we'll probably go. Banks, always anything up around the head or the neck, you want to be careful. So you want to be careful with that, and he got hit pretty good after he threw that ball away, but it's nothing with the spine or anything like that. He could have gone back in. The doctors cleared him to go back in at the end of the game, but I wasn't going to put him back in that circumstance. And I thought Colby did an awesome job coming in and moving the team. Honestly, after that first part, we really did not have, it's not that we didn't score a bunch of points, but we moved the ball pretty decently, in there. But they're just so tough. You get down on their 40 and 30, and they're pretty prideful on defense. So it's tough sledding there.
Coach, who does this team remind you of any teams back in Florida that are on your schedule or in the area that we might be able to reference into?
That's a good question. I think probably like, they have way more speed than I saw on film. I thought that we would have some opportunities in the speed game, and they have way more speed than we saw on film. So in that regard, that's Armwood-like. Although I don't think they have Armwood speed. But then they're physical, like some of the great Tampa Bay Tech teams the last couple of years. The Bergen Catholic team we played last year. That's what we thought they were really like on film. Was like that team that was really, really physical and. But they were physical with some great skill players as well. The biggest part of the game was in the option game. You got to tackle the dive, and really, other than one play where we, miscommunicated on who had it, we were there to tackle the dive. We just didn't tackle it. We were there, and that's as much on us as it is on. They got guys who, you know, and they got a bunch of them. They just keep running and never stop. You talk about tremendous strength and tremendous desire and putting that together. I mean, you're not talking about, that's not like, hey, the kid had a good week of practice. You know, that's a kid who's been years in the weight room and can run and can pull out of tackles. Because honestly, we're a pretty good tackling team. You know, we're not a bad tackling team. We didn't do a good job tonight, but that was probably a tip to John Curtis that they made us look bad tonight.
So can you